together, there's a truth women will never openly admit. Not because it's cruel, not because it's evil, but because the moment you understand it, you'll no longer be controllable. You'll stop chasing, you'll stop bending, and you'll stop being another man who's lost in her emotional web. Stoicism teaches us that control is not about dominating others. It's about mastering yourself. Once you know what I'm about to tell you, you'll never see her the same again. And that's exactly why she doesn't want you to know it. Part 1. She tests you more when she likes you. Here's the first truth. When a woman is truly interested, she will test you, and not lightly. These tests aren't random. They're deliberate ways to see if you can handle her emotions, her moods, and her challenges without breaking. Think about it. If you fail, she'll feel you're too weak to be her anchor. If you pass, her attraction will skyrocket. Stoic principle here: endure without reacting. When she throws a little jealousy into the mix, flirts with another guy in front of you, or gets mysteriously busy, she's not always trying to hurt you. She's checking. Will you keep your frame? Lose it once and she'll never see you as the same strong man again. Part 2. Her attraction is more about your energy than your looks. They'll tell you it's about muscles, height, or a handsome face. That's only surface. What really captures a woman is your energy, your calm confidence, your self-respect, your refusal to overcompensate. A man who's grounded, who doesn't need constant validation, radiates a silent power that women can feel. You've seen it before. The guy who's not the best looking, but always has women curious. Why? Because his energy tells her, I'm already complete. You're not my validation. You're my choice. Stoicism calls this apatheia, not in the sense of being cold, but in the sense of being unshaken by external opinions. That's magnetic, and women know once you learn this, you'll never be desperate again. Part 3. She respects boundaries more than blind devotion. Men are told, give her the world and she'll love you forever. In reality, the opposite happens. When you give without limits, without boundaries, you train her to take without gratitude. A Stoic man understands your time, your energy, and your resources are gifts, not entitlements. When you say no to something that crosses your standards, you're not pushing her away, you're proving your value. A woman may act frustrated in the moment, but deep down, she respects the man who stands for something. Without boundaries, you're a servant. With boundaries, you're a leader. That's why women don't want you to know this. Because once you do, you'll never let attraction blind you to self-respect again. Part 4. Silence speaks louder than arguments. One of the most dangerous traps men fall into is over-explaining themselves. When she's upset, when she's cold, when she's pulling away, you feel the urge to fix it with words. But here's the truth. In those moments, your silence carries more weight than 100 explanations. When you go quiet, you send a signal. I will not beg, I will not chase, and I will not fight for a place I've already earned. Stoicism teaches, control your tongue, and you control the battlefield. Silence forces her to sit with her own thoughts, to question her own actions. And the moment she realizes you won't play the emotional tug-of-war, her respect and curiosity in return. That's why they don't want you knowing this, because silence is a weapon of strength, and strength is irresistible. Part 5. She's more attracted to your purpose than your attention. Most men make the mistake of centering their entire life around her. They cancel plans, skip the gym, stop pursuing goals, all to be available. But here's what women won't tell you. She falls for the man who has a mission bigger than her. Your work, your ambitions, your discipline. These are what make you magnetic. A Stoic man knows his purpose is not negotiable. You don't just make time for her. She earns time in a life that's already full and meaningful. When she sees you walking towards something greater than both of you, whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or improving your mind and body, she feels she's part of a journey worth following. That's why purpose outshines attention every single time. Part 6. Emotional control is your real strength. They won't admit it, but women are deeply attracted to a man who can face emotional storms without collapsing. If she yells, if she cries, if she pulls away when you stay calm, you're showing the one thing rare in men. Today, emotional control. In Stoicism, this is the highest form of power. It's not about being emotionless. It's about never letting your emotions dictate your actions. Think of it like this. When a fire starts, most people throw gasoline on it by reacting. The Stoic man brings water. He's the one who stays grounded when the world spins out of control. And here's the twist. Once she realizes she can't shake you emotionally, she sees you as unbreakable. And unbreakable men are unforgettable. Part 7. Mystery keeps her interested. If she knows every move you're going to make, if she can predict every word you'll say, the game is over. Human nature craves mystery, and women, they thrive on it. Mystery doesn't mean playing childish games or hiding your intentions. It means keeping a private world, passions, projects, thoughts that she's curious to explore but never fully owns. The Stoics valued self-sufficiency, having an inner life that no one can completely possess. When she senses there are layers to you she hasn't unlocked, she'll stay invested not because you force her, but because she's drawn to the puzzle. That's why they don't want men to know this. Because once you become a man, she can't fully figure out. You'll never be taken for granted again. Part 8. Walking away is your ultimate power. The final truth is the hardest for most men to accept. If she disrespects you, if she crosses your boundaries, if she shows she doesn't value you, you must be willing to walk away. Not threaten, not fake leave, but truly walk. Why? Because nothing shows strength more than a man who's prepared to lose her to protect himself. Stoicism teaches detachment, not in the sense of coldness, but in the sense of valuing your integrity over temporary comfort. When you walk away, you're saying, I would rather stand alone in truth than be loved in disrespect. And here's the secret. The moment she knows you can leave, she'll treat you differently because she realizes you're not trapped. You're there by choice. Part 9. The power of indifference. Here's a truth most men never master. The less you depend on her reaction, the more power you hold. When she compliments you, you smile, but you don't need it. When she ignores you, you carry on like nothing happened. This is indifference, and it's terrifyingly attractive. Why? Because it shows you're not emotionally controlled by her approval or rejection. You are the same man whether she praises you or stays silent. Stoicism teaches us that our worth is internal, not borrowed from the opinions of others. When you live this way, she realizes nothing she says or does can make or break you. And once you stop chasing emotional highs from her, you become the high she starts chasing. Part 10. Never reveal your full hand. Think of yourself like a strategist in a long game. If you reveal every feeling, every thought, every plan, she knows exactly how to win or defeat you. Men make this mistake when they fall in love. They put all their emotional cards on the table, thinking transparency will create trust. In reality, full exposure kills excitement. A Stoic man understands the value of measured disclosure, sharing enough to connect, but keeping enough to remain intriguing. This doesn't mean lying or hiding. It means protecting your inner world from being fully predictable. When she doesn't know exactly what you'll do next, she stays engaged. When she can't read you entirely, she keeps investing. And that's why women don't want men to know this. Because once you master it, she'll realize she can't fully own your mind. And that will only make her want you more. Final words. The Unshakable Man. Brother, everything I've told you is not about manipulation. It's about reclaiming the strength you've been taught to give away. The modern world tells men, be open, be soft, give her everything, and maybe she'll stay. Stoicism says, be grounded, be disciplined, live by principles, and you will thrive whether she stays or not.